My dear friends, today evening I would like to share with you a few ideas, or not ideas, actually, a few thoughts of mine. Because most of our friends have mistook me as if I am a person who can do illegal things also, boldly. It's not like that. I am Swami Shiva. For me, I have my own policies, my own ethics. According to that, I move. Previously, when Bhargav Raj was there, I gave him a deal. During the deal also, he also doubted my ethics. Today, I gave one more deal to our friend Murthy, the Andhra Pradesh State Secretary. He also kept silence for some time. Swamiji is doing something which is illegal. So I would like to share you one thing. According to our Indian rules and regulations, all the laws like FERA, customs laws, Central Bureau of Investigation, National Investigation Agency, NIA, RA, Research and Analysis Wing. All these things are certain organizations working for the government of India. Whereas government of India is working for whom? What is government of India means? Government of India is nothing but a group of people called cabinet ministers. They have a puppet fellow called the President of India. The President of India, according to the Constitution, does not have any powers. Only this cabinet, whatever it approves, that has to be passed by the President. If he refuses, again if the bill is returned to the Parliament, again if it is passed by the two houses of the Parliament, the President has to give assent to the bill. In this way, the Constitution has been framed by our ancestors. The team headed by Ambedkar. This particular constitution gives maximum rights and authority only to the judiciary, because most of the politicians who framed the laws of India, including Gandhi, Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, his father, Pandit Jawaharlal, his father, Motilal Nehru, Ambedkar, these are all law graduates. They were practitioners of law. So they gave the maximum authority to the judiciary. In democracy, how a judiciary could be the supreme force? Even the judiciary is not independent. The present day, the CBI is not independent. Election Commission is not independent. It is influenced by the government of India, especially the present government of India. It has been in practice when Congress was there also. So the cabinet tries to control the judiciary, whereas the judiciary is said to be independent. Whereas according to law, the judiciary has the powers even to do what the Parliament has said to be right, to clarify it as wrong. So what is right, what is wrong? Who is right, who is wrong? Whereas Narendra Modi having the control over CBI, influencing the CBI to make raids and investigations against Sivakumar's house of Karnataka, Sarath Kumar's house of Tamil Nadu, and all. Whereas he is not at all making any raid on Rajinikanth's house using the CBI. Rajinikanth is earning more than 100 crores per film, according to information, whether it is true or false. Because Rajinikanth is supporting BJP, Rajinikanth is not disturbed. If somebody is supporting, is not in the opponent right, actually they are using all these agencies to trouble them, including the Pinarayi Vijayan's cabinet is getting disturbed Fortunately, because of the COVID-19, Pinarayi Vijayan is sustaining his position, using it as a means to control the people as COVID is spreading fastly, and making a scene as if he is having a, because of the pandemic, he is keeping the state in the state of such a situation that he is not shaken, and only Shivashankaran is shaken, the IAS, senior IAS retired officer. So, law is handled by those people who are in power according to democracy, according to the Constitution of India, framed by those people who are lawyers then. They have also given maximum authority to the lawyers and the judiciary in democracy, where only the parliament should be the supreme, and the assembly should be supreme in state government, whereas the High Court is giving orders, instructions to assembly. What is the authority of actually the courts? Courts should only clarify. They have to refer with respect to the law, existing law passed by the parliament or the assembly. They have to refer that with any particular case, and they have to give verdict according to that law passed by the democratic forum. But they don't like, they like to enforce their understanding, their idea on the elected body, the assembly or the parliament. This is what's happening in India. The ruling party uses the courts to give verdicts in support of them. This type of pseudo autonomy, pseudo democracy is practiced by authoritarians. Those who have the authority, they have the coercive power. They have the coercive power to do as they like. If Narendra Modi is the president, prime minister, he will handle certain things. If somebody is superior than Narendra Modi in coercive power, and authoritarianism is in the Supreme Court as the Chief Justice, he may try to dominate Narendra Modi. Unfortunately, there is no one. If I had been the Chief Justice of India, the things would have been different. I would have commanded the entire country. Had I been the President of India, things would have been different. Because I have maximum coercive power. I won't leave anybody. Even without power, I used to order people. So it depends upon the individuals who occupy a seat or a position to handle the democracy or judiciary or polity or bureaucracy. In certain cases, bureaucrats used to control the politicians and the judiciary, if they are very honest, like me. I can dominate even the judiciary and the polity and bureaucracy as an ordinary man also. That is called power. So how a man uses his power, that depends on the individual personality. According to me, I am the supreme personality. I am the holiest of the holy man in the world right now. Comparing to the people so far who have lived also. Even comparing to Jesus, I used to claim that I am superior than Jesus in holiness. Therefore, according to Islam, for every individual there are certain things called haram and halal. There are certain things which are good, which are bad. So according to my psyche, what are all halal, only that I do. So in the Indian constitution, in the Indian law, these type of tantric elements are not accepted. That's why I take them. Why should not they be authenticated? Why should not they be sold or bought authentically by the government? Or they should not use some agency to examine whether it is true or false? It is a Hindu country. Majority of the people are Hindus. See, this is a tantric element. Okay, this is a stick for the look. but it has a snake on that. It has a power up to 10 km radius to cover me, protect me, and also to protect any accident to occur, not to occur. So this is a tantric material. Per inch 10 lakh rupees, that is the rate of this stick. I always, whenever I travel, I used to keep it in my pocket for my safety, for my physical safety. How can I prove that? I cannot prove that. There are certain tests. Through the test I can prove that the people are there to buy it. They will buy it. Why should not it be authenticated? What hurdles the government to authenticate it? They claim that it is illegal. Why should it be illegal? So these things should be legalized. And why should not we bring foreign money into India? Narendra Modi told he will bring entire Swiss bank money into India. So far the government, Narendra Modi government, including the Supreme Court under this command, actually it is not autonomous, has not yet released the list of people who are having money in Swiss bank. So far the list is ready. It is in the table of the Supreme Court of India. They are not ready. Whether it is halal or haram, it is haram. He promised that he will deposit at not less than 15 lakhs into every Indian's account, but he has not done that. But he himself came again to power using the election commission. He made certain fraud in association with Amit Shah and became the prime minister again without fulfilling his previous mandate agenda. Again he is continuing as the prime minister. Supreme Court is hiding the list of people who are having accounts in Swiss bank. Why? So bringing money from above into India will certainly help Indians. It won't dilute the Indian currency's value. So these may be economically different for a different view or perspective. Whereas according to me, what is halal for me, that I would like to do. So anybody who is interested to be with me, be with me. Anybody find that I am not doing halal, I am doing haram, they may move away from me. Okay. I am always doing halal. Shiv Om.